Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan. Manchester United against Arsenal, the big one, the two big clubs. None of that shit that was seen last night with that dead team Spurs. Can't rely on them for anything. Absolutely nothing. But listen, I was going to come into this preview saying the smallest club in North London, but I'd be chatting shit. Because Spurs, if you're watching this, it's definitely you, man. You guys are terrible. But anyways, as always, check us out on the socials if you want to get yourself involved. Drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. As Flawless said, it's the social media El Clasico. It's the one, if you're on social media, this is the one that means the most. The Arsenal fans and the Man United fans are the loudest on Twitter. And it's time to rumble in the red corner from Manchester United side. We got the homie all the way from Belgium. Gabriel, what are you saying, brother?
Yo, I'm good. What about you? I'm good.
Not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, the Sheffield United game is a distant memory. We're going to go into this with the new leaf. Obviously, I'm assuming Martial's going to get a bit of slander in this, so I'm going to have to defend my boy. But man, it's that, all positivity and all that good stuff. And then the home team, the home corner, they're going for the back-to-back. I don't know how many years it's been since they've done back-to-back in the league, but nonetheless, we got the homie first and foremost. Big Gunner, what are you saying, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Just happy to be here, man. Just slightly more confident about tomorrow than usual. So see what happens, isn't it?
Yes. And also making his debut. Obviously, I'm well aware the homie does content with Big Gunner and, of course, the homie Bits and Bob. It's a Laurie. What are you saying, brother?
Yes, easy. Big up, people. Big up in his house. Gabriel, I just want to say, you better be praying for that angel Gabriel this weekend when we come to you, bro.
I think I'm not religious then.
Shit. Man's come with the bars. You love to see about
Yeah.
First and foremost, we've got to just get this out of the way. I was going to do it on yesterday's podcast, but obviously, if you watched that, it's completely irrelevant to football, so obviously I didn't mention it. Just quickly, Twan Sabi and Martial. I've just seen a tweet from Martial's wife, actually. I think girlfriend or wife. But anyways, partner either way. Just obviously referring to the abuse, man. Look, first and foremost, I can't believe I have to do this video. I have to do this like every other couple of weeks, man. Regardless if it's a Man United player. It doesn't matter what player it is. We have to always talk about the same issue. Racism in society and social media is absolutely pathetic. As I've tweeted, I think Big Gunner, you might reply actually, but as I tweeted, unless these people are shown any form of accountability, i.e. IP address, go to the house, deal with the man them, they're going to keep doing it. It's as simple as that, man. For me personally, obviously, look, it's absolutely disgusting, and I know a lot of people are saying to me, when you've not spoken about, etc. But obviously, we're waiting for the football show. But look, for me personally, it's disgraceful. I'll just come to you first and foremost, Gunnar, man. What are your thoughts, bro, on that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think to be fair, there's nothing you could do. Like you said, the only thing you can really do is the IP address thing. But I think people with a voice, like any of us that are doing this social media, we just have to be careful what we say, because I think like for us, we will cuss a player, but what's the next step from cussing a player? It just seems to be the next step goes from cussing a player to racially abusing them. And like as much as we try to fight it, I don't think you're never gonna win the battle, are you? But you can just do things to just sort of educate people. But again, I don't even know if it's education, man, because I think people do it because they can get away with it, and that's literally that's
what it comes down to, man.
Like they do, because they could get away with it. All they have to do is just change up their name, change up the display pic, and you don't know who it is. So there are people out there that are stupid enough to use their real name, their real pictures and stuff. And like we see with that guy the other day, they find out where you work, find out where you live, and then
that's what needs to happen. And obviously now he's sorry because he got caught. Laurie, we can't hear you if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully you can hear us, bro. I've actually, this is the first time I've streamed on Twitch. Actually, we've got a comment on Twitch. I don't know what language this is. I don't know if anyone can read it. What language is it? I don't know.
It's probably Russian.
It looks Greek.
Is it
yeah.
Greek? Okay, yeah. No, what? The Greek and Hebrew looks very similar, so I was thinking it's one of the two. But yeah, you might be right. It might be Greek. Sorry, bro. I can't speak Greek if it is Greek. But obviously, you know, or English speaking. I do apologize, bro. But yeah, obviously, as you said, man. Look, first and foremost, regarding that guy that was going in a mad one, obviously, you know, he's had ramifications because you know his social media, everything is there. Man was saying it with his chest, and that's the only way they're going to be apologetic or there's going to be any sort of ramifications. But listen, let's talk about the football. Obviously, I don't want to go into too much detail. Got a podcast coming with Rob Lanchet very shortly, well, in the coming days or something regarding it in more detail. So we'll discuss it then. Anyways, let's talk the football. Gabriel, will come to you first and foremost. Manchester United, the away team, as I said, Arsenal going for back-to-back like Drake for the first time. There's just all Drake songs there, man. I need to script that, you know what I'm saying? But Gabriel, what are you saying, bro? Listen, how are you feeling? Because as Gunnar said there, he's confident going into this game, man. How are you feeling going into it?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it's a sticky one, because I think both teams are unpredictable. Like Arteta just seems to have Ollie's number for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so hard to predict because either Arsenal could, come out the blocks and press us to death, and we could make a mistake and concede, or they could be more conservative and try and do what Sheffield did, which is sit in a low block and not press us and then counter. So it's so hard to predict. I think the lineups will tell us more about what the managers are thinking and stuff. I think it also depends on who we start, as I just said. So if we start Fred and McTominay, I think it'll be difficult because Partey at Old Trafford bust the game. He absolutely bust the game. So yeah, man, it's 50-50 for me. I don't know where to sit. I don't know where. Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah, I think about the approach is the most important. Just to say, if you are tuning in, make sure you drop a line. Obviously, subscribe if you are new. Again, the homie is speaking in Greek. I apologize, brother. I can't speak Greek, but I appreciate you. Hopefully, he says something positive because I'm sat here saying, yeah. Whatever he said. But Laurie, obviously, let's see if we can hear you first and foremost. What are your thoughts? Obviously, you know, it seems that the Arsenal fans are definitely coming in with a lot of confidence. You know, how are you feeling coming into this one?
Well, at the moment, we're in quite good form. So the way I see it, I think we've definitely got a chance. I'm hearing that Partey is fit tomorrow, and I think Tierney's back as well. So if we've got our strongest 11 on the pitch tomorrow, then there's definitely a chance of us coming away with all 3 points. Because what you've got to think, the momentum is with us at the moment. And although everyone's coming with this Arsenal are back talk, we're in a rich vein of form at the moment. So there's no disputing that. And it's how you don't recover and react from Sheffield United. So we, as Gabriel pointed out, we don't know what Man United or what Arsenal's going to turn up because we haven't been that great at home this season. However, as I said, we're starting to settle now. We're getting a balanced team, so there is faith in it for me that we can take the 3 points tomorrow. I'm not as worried as I would have been if Partey, Tierney or Smith Rowe weren't fit for the game. So, and now we've got Odegaard to come in. I'm not saying we want to give him that baptism of fire, baptism of fire even, but we'll see how it goes. But I am confident that we can do back-to-back on you lot. Why not?
Damn, man said, you know, it's confident back-to-back, you know. Listen, regarding, I know Aubameyang's missing this game. I'm well aware of that. But the players that you did mention, obviously quality. But listen, I've got to ask the question. Are Arsenal back? You man are almost trolling on Twitter and that. But listen, you're trolling, might not say the entire race and all this nonsense. But are Arsenal back? Is this the Arsenal that you're expecting? And does it also emphasize how poor Arteta was early in the season? Because this is what you should have been doing from day dot, really.
Yeah, man. It is what it is, isn't it? Like there was things that we had to do, that we had to take care of, players that are no longer with the club. And it's no coincidence that as soon as these players have all left the club, our results have flipped. So there was obviously stuff that we needed to sort out. There were games where we probably could have got wins, but people felt the need to get sent off and let the team down. So, you know, I would never say we've been unlucky, and I would never say you deserve to win the match, because you don't deserve to win the match. The team that scores the most goals deserves to win the match, no matter if you have 100% possession. Whoever scores the most goals deserves to win. But obviously, like you guys, there's probably games where you could have picked up points, but you know, individual errors let you down, and I mean that's what
Did
separates
you
you.
see our game against Sheffield United?
Yeah, I mean, I was saying
Individual
that.
errors, bro. Oh my god,
Like
cancel
I
that,
was
bro.
saying that I
Cancel
don't think I've seen defending like that ever
It's
in the
Arsenal.
Premiership. But then
It's Arsenal.
I did
Have
see.
you forgot? Forgot you lot against West Brom from that corner? When
Have you lot forgot about you against Istanbul?
Yeah, but
It was in the Champions
Yeah.
League, bro.
I mean, that was the
that West
Tournament.
Brom
worst.
Yo,
goal.
was saying
That
Jesus
West
Christ.
Brom goal you conceded, yeah. From the
Listen,
corner.
that was
You
worse.
must know which one I'm talking about.
Listen,
When
that
Emirates
was
rolled
worse.
into
I
bro,
mean,
you
it
lost
is
4-0,
what it is,
bro.
though. It is what it is. Tomorrow's a new day, new game.
Yeah, yeah.
Both teams seem to like they have fixed up a bit. I still, both managers, I feel, are both lucky to even have a job. Like these two jobs anyway. Like, not that it, you know, they haven't done much to deserve getting these jobs, but they're in there. So all we could do as fans is support both of them. I think they're both, obviously Ole's doing a much better job because he's got you guys second in the league. But all you could do is support them, man. I didn't want Lampard to lose his job. I always said I think all of them deserve sort of 4 or 5 windows to truly, you know, bring their own spin on things, because what you're doing is you're trying to get rid of 5-6 years of terribleness, and that's what Arsenal are finally starting to do. And I think that's probably a major factor why we starting to pick up results, because we've got rid of the dead wood, or getting rid of the dead wood at the moment.
Yeah, no, obviously you mentioned that earlier as well. In terms of the dressing room, it's so key, isn't it? You have that toxicity within the dressing room. It has a huge impact. Of course, Man United's kind of players with Lukaku and Sanchez, they were kind of causing that problem in the dressing room, and thankfully they've both been shipped off. We've got coming in from the homie Jerry, obviously Man United fan. Was smoked them. Sheffield United was a minor blip, great away record. We got this Arsenal confident question mark. I love it. They forget what team they support. Banter FC. We learn from the first picture.
If you want to
I love
speak
that
banter,
optimism.
how come you was making Phil Jagielka look like my man? Eh?
Oh my god.
Phil
Yeah, I love
Jagielka,
Laurie prepared, man. Laurie was prepared
Well,
with that one, didn't it?
Googling Phil Mitchell,
Phil
you know.
Jagielka, prime Phil Mitchell. You get me?
Oh,
Prime Phil
shit.
Mitchell.
Nah,
The thing
this
is, it's all fun and jokes, isn't it? Like it's just banter, isn't it? Like I think that's what makes it even more fun, is that like we could go back to back with each other all day. Like there are people out there that take this way, way, way too serious, like sending
Yeah.
death threats, all of this. Like, I'm just like, come on, man. Like
So at
it's
the end of
not
the day,
that
it's just
deep, yeah.
11 guys. Yeah. At the end of the
That
day, it's just
don't care
11 guys
about
in
us.
football. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the end of the day, they don't care about us. They're going home with like 150,000 to 300,000 a week, and we're here just like busting our asses off at work. So, you know, it just don't let it get that deep in it. But I love the banner, man. Like you lot can banner me all day. It doesn't matter.
Listen, we have to be bantering Arsenal, man. Come on, man. Man's a sat in 9 current. The man's a sat in. Listen, if this was the other way around, yeah, you guys would be killing us.
Bro.
You man's a gas now. We lost in Sheffield United, yeah. And you know how much, look, first and foremost, right? Obviously, if we lose a game, I'm expecting banter from everybody.
No, you got to name names, though, man. You got to name names too.
No, there's too many to name, man. Listen, the homies at work, all the guys in the WhatsApp group, man. You guys know how it is when you're losing it. Obviously, you're not used to losing it because it happens to you a lot. But obviously, it was our first loss since we lost to you lot. Everyone's coming out of Woodford, coming for Manchester United, which is calm. We're here for it. But this game here, right? I can't lose to Arsenal, man. My neighbour's an Arsenal fan. My cousins are Arsenal fans. Bro, these mans are already messaging me. Bro, these mans are going to be knocking on my door, man, flipping, standing on the side of the pavement and screaming shit to me if they beat us. But listen, Gabriel, I've got to ask you, I'm going to obviously mention it earlier regarding the managers. For you personally, who's the better manager? Arteta or Ali, who are you saying?
I mean, I think potentially Arteta can be a good manager or great, whatever you want to say it. But for now, I think Oli is further in his development as a manager than Arteta is. So I'll take Oli right now. You know, it's not even banter. It's just, you know, I have to choose Oli for now. Yeah. Just like I would have chosen.
Whoever's been managing longer, like Arteta, this is his first ever job. And like he's going to make so many mistakes. It's probably not one of the teams you want to be making mistakes with, but it is what it is, isn't it? And let's just see what he could do in the next year or so.
Yeah, Laurie, what are your thoughts? Who would you say is the better manager for you?
I kind of agree with Gabriel in the sense that Arteta has got the potential to be the better manager, but we're literally picking Oli by default because I don't know. If they were to swap jobs round, can we see anything different? I don't know. But at the same time, he's got the players, but he doesn't seem to be know the tactics, what to do at certain crucial games, and that's what's been costing you. And I feel that's something that you got to be concerned with tomorrow with Oli. He is the better manager at the moment, but that's literally by default. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. So only time can tell, really.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. I wasn't expecting everyone to agree, but fair enough. We got 2 level-handed.
We're too nice.
Hey, there, 2 level-handed.
No, it's a silly argument, to be fair. I mean,
that's my name for a reason, man.
We got the 2 most realistic Arsenal fans we could possibly find, lads.
Yeah.
I was expecting.
I mean, like Laurie alluded to, if we swapped managers round, if Ole was in charge of Arsenal and Arteta was in charge of Man United, I think Arteta would be doing a better job with Man United than Thing would be doing with Arsenal. Because
I don't think
I'm not sure.
Like when I watch you guys play, you're basically relying on Pogba, Bruno, and obviously just the match winners every week. There are no tactics. Do you know what Man United are doing when they step out?
What's Arteta's tactics?
Yeah, you rely on Aubameyang and Saka. I mean, I could say.
Aubameyang hasn't played in a while. Saka's just amazing. But if you watch Arsenal,
2 games.
if you watch Arsenal in the recent games, you can see there's actually a way of playing now. Like before, like you're saying, Arsenal never had a way of playing. When he first came in, was actually the best that I've seen us play. When he very first came in, and he knew that the players weren't good, so he had a way of playing. So he knew that he had to put everyone behind the ball, basically play 3-5-2 and play like that. Play with wing backs and then catch teams on the counter. He tried to change it. He didn't have the players to change it, and then that's why we went through such a bad patch, because the signing of Willian was just like, it's probably down as the worst signing that a top 4, top 6, top 10 team has made in the last 10 years. Like, I think he's been that bad. Literally had 1 game against the worst team at the time, which was Fulham. That just gassed us all up, and like literally he hasn't had a shot on target or an assist or anything since that game.
Watch him play tomorrow, score a free kick against us. I swear to God, I can see it, man.
I don't even think he'll get a game tomorrow.
No, if we were Spurs, I'd be worried, but we're Manchester United. So yeah.
We're trying to win. We're trying to win. We're trying to win gracefully. We're not trying to win and put disrespect on it. If we're playing William, that's going to be a disrespect.
Listen, Laurie, listen. This notion about Arsenal players. I watch a lot of Arsenal's games. Yeah, I'm a massive fan of Saka and Smith Rowe. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there. And Martinelli as well, top player. But listen, in terms of your style of football, I don't see it. I've got to be honest. Like, I see some things here and there, but for me personally, Arsenal, since I'm 28 now. All my life, Arsenal have been the best footballing team in the league. I know Man City.
Listen, I keep saying this now. Arsenal have never had a style of football.
No, but the thing is, Arsenal have always been the team that if you're an outsider from the other leagues and stuff, and you're not from England, you'd always say, okay, Man United are the best, but Arsenal play the best football. You'd always say that. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Of course, Man City have in recent years have been brilliant as well under Pep, but that you can't tell me that.
But when you look at it realistically, look at the teams apart from Leicester and probably Wolves, the real top teams, like the only reason you see them playing good football is because they have genuine world-class players. Like the only reason why Arsenal had brilliant football before is because they had genuine good players. Arsenal don't have any genuinely good players right now, so that's why we're not seeing any sort of nice football. Because if you take out Partey out of the team, who's really at the top? Who's really at the top apart from Partey?
Leeds play attractive football. I don't think they have a better squad than
people keep saying Leeds play attractive football, but they don't play that. Their football's not that good. Like I think people got fooled into it by the first game of the season.
No, but
Leeds do play good football.
They don't. They get smashed most weeks. They're not.
They're not good, but attacking wise, they're very good.
I don't think they're. I think the best footballing team.
So you think Arsenal play better football than Leeds? Is what you're saying?
That's what I haven't said. Arsenal play good football.
You have?
No, I did say Arsenal play good football. You said Arsenal play good football and then known for
No,
playing
no.
good football. That's what you
No,
said.
I didn't say.
So I said,
You said
But
you're
you-
starting to play good football under
yeah,
No,
the
no,
last
but-
couple of games,
yeah.
the last 2 games, we played good football.
No, but Gunnar, I disagree with you when you say you need good players to play attractive football. I disagree because look
No,
at
I'm saying
Leeds.
the top teams. I'm saying for the top teams, they only get good football from having good players
No,
because
I don't think so.
the other teams are playing harder to play against them. So you need better players to get through them. Because if you watch teams now, you're not going to see two rubbish teams playing a low block against each other, are you? Like that just wouldn't happen.
That's
Like that just wouldn't happen. So
obviously,
obviously when you need the better players to break it down, which automatically leads to good football. And I think having, like you guys with Bruno Fernandes, your football automatically looks better because he's a top class footballer.
Yeah, well,
if you take him out,
if you replace Pereira with Bruno, it's going to look better.
Even with Pogba as well, like you've got genuine, legitimate ballers in midfield, which means you automatically play better football. So that's what I'm saying. If you take those 2 out and then put another 2 in,
yeah, but you can say that about a lot.
good.
You can say that about a lot of teams, though, and you can say that with Barca as well. Like you take Messi out and a couple other players, one other player, they're not going to play the same.
But they've always got a style of football. So Barcelona, they've always had that style of football where even if you took certain players out, they're still playing tiki taka, regardless of who's on the pitch.
Well, that's been the issue at Man United is for a long time. We haven't got identity in it, so. I agree with you to an extent. I do think that is one of my criticisms of Oli. But you mentioned the low block. Laurie, is quite evident if you watch the Man United Sheffield United game. Any team that parks the bus against us. In fact, when you beat us 1-0, I thought you were quite pragmatic in the way you approached the game, which is completely fine. You've got to do what you got to do in the game. What are your thoughts in terms of how you should approach this game? Do you think Arteta's going to go for it a bit more? For me personally, I want you to come out and play because he'll play into our hands. If you sit back, I can't see us winning the game because at the moment we struggle to break down teams.
He won't sit back. He won't sit back.
We're definitely going to go for it, but it depends on how stubborn we are throughout the game. There will be some resistance and low block. I hate that word. Yeah, I hate low block. But there will be some of that in the game. But as you can see, we have got players that will go for it. And I think this is a game that's going to be won in the midfield. So the midfield is where the important battle is going to lie. So it's going to be a case of can Bruno and Pogba string them passes together and find them precise balls? Can Partey hold the back line so that Xhaka can actually do his forward passing that he's been doing and finding some good clear-cut chances for us? So it is a game that's going to be won in the midfield, but we're not going to sit back. This is Man United Arsenal, man. I don't think anyone's going to sit. It's going to be one of them games that will be a bit boring to start off with because we'll be feeling each other out. But as the game progresses, you're going to see that someone's going to try and take the game by the scruff of their neck and go for it, because the good thing that we've got, both our youngsters can smell blood and both our youngsters are positive in our teams. And they're always thinking forward and they're always battling. So if the youngsters have the kind of game that we anticipate from them, then it's definitely going to be a good game tomorrow as well.
All right, fair enough. I hear what you're saying. I hope you're right, to be honest. Like, I know the Man United Liverpool game, the 0-0 one, right? I was sweating the entire game because obviously it's Liverpool and I hate them with all of my heart and that. But like, it was such a dead game, like dead game. And then obviously we played them in the Cup 3-2. I just enjoyed the game. Obviously, I wanted us to win, of course. I hate Liverpool and stuff, but he just enjoyed the game. I want it to be a proper game of football, man. I don't want both teams. I know Arteta normally has a pragmatic approach. We tend to be fairly pragmatic away from home against the bigger teams and sit back and counter. Gabriel, what do you reckon?
Hold on. So, can I just say that? Did you just call us a bigger team? Yeah, you remember that we're a big team still.
Yeah, but obviously I'm implying it. But again, I must have stumbled my words. Sorry, I apologize.
Not at all. Someone clip that, please. You remember
Listen, I know it means a lot to these Arsenal fans, so I thought I'd be polite and I'm saying it. Gabriel, listen, what are your thoughts? How do you think you're going to approach it? Obviously, Laurie thinks that it's going to be an open game. I personally think it's going to be very cagey. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, you know, Laurie, the reason we always lose against you is because we play the occasion. We play the team, not the occasion. If we played the occasion, we should beat you normally. I think tomorrow's going to be interesting. From as Laurie said, it's going to be one in the midfield. If we start McTominay and Pogba and Bruno, I think there'll be a better balance than if we start Fred and McTominay. So that'll be interesting. As you said, like our results against the top six or the traditional big six this season hasn't been good. We lost the first one 6-1 against Tottenham, and I think ever since then, because
he's bottled it. He's
yeah,
bottled it.
yeah, he's bottled it. But at the same time, I can understand because for that game he started Matic, Pogba, and Bruno, and then we lost 6-1. So maybe he thought, right,
I mean, that was one of. That's right.
Yeah, but he thought maybe in the big games I'm going to be more conservative. So I'm going to play Fred and McTominay to shield the defense, make sure there aren't any spaces left. And then I'm going to play the front four with Bruno and let them do their thing. But tomorrow, I think what we've seen in the Liverpool games, that when we're more adventurous and more proactive, we can actually get a team. So that's what I'd like to see us do tomorrow. But we'll see.
Yeah, Hassan's got a comment saying McFred pivot or 5 at the back. I definitely don't want to see 5 at the back, Hassan.
Nah.
You're not going to attack at all. You're going for a point.
James has put lost or lose. I'm assuming I was going to say lose to the worst Premier League side ever. Man's coach.
It's Ollie in, Ollie out stuff.
Listen, obviously, you know, people know my thoughts, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I want Nagelsmann, and I was keeping short and sweet. But he's my guy, and I still want him in it, regardless, of what going in it. But Gunnar, what do you reckon? What's your thoughts, brother?
To be fair, like that I know people talk about the Spurs 6-1 game or whatever. Let's just be real. That was just it was a freak of nature. Like that would never happen again. You guys had a man sent off, and then that's just how they won the match. In it, like that's not gonna happen again ever. So Spurs fans need to just erase that. Man United fans need to just erase that as well.
I think
it's tough, bro.
They can't erase that. They made it and they've got
I mean, that's the thing.
If you have erased the 8-2, it's tough to erase. I mean,
I mean, the difference is like when we lost to you guys were the best team in the country. Like Spurs live for these moments. You know, they're bantering all these teams. I'm like, you haven't won a trophy. Your big trophy is beating Arsenal or beating Chelsea or beating Man United every season. Like, so it's just we don't even need to talk about them. But to be honest, tomorrow I don't think it's gonna be like you guys Liverpool game, because I think both of you guys, like obviously the bragging rights was on the line there. You both needed to win to get that little gap as well. So that's probably why. I do think, I don't know, I think the pressure's more on United, because if they don't win this game, then maybe the seat. It's hard to say you're going to be out of the title because the way it's just going.
I'll be honest with you. I am feeling that as a fan. Not that I'll be out of the title, because in my head, Man City are the favourites anyways. We're just in the convo on it. For me, I just want to stay above Liverpool for the time being, because I can't stand their fans in this show for a while. But in terms of the situation, we can't lose this game, because if we do lose this game, we're going to be fixed basically. So we're going to go
for morale. It'll be bad.
Yeah, so mentally it's gonna affect the players in the job. You see with Spurs win the title race for like, I don't know, 3 days or whatever it was, and then they literally went from first to where they are now, which is literally a couple of points above you. So we have to win this game. I think more than you lot do. I think I don't know. I'm gonna ask, because I was gonna ask Laurie, but he's not here. But I'll ask you in terms of your thoughts as a fan. Do you feel like you've got something to play for still in this season? Because some are saying,
I mean, just the way it's going, there's always something to play for, innit? Like, no matter what team you are, where you come from, who you support, your goal is always to be better than last season. So we have to, we just have to just do better than last season. But I also think, I keep saying this, that the most important game we've got coming up is the Wolves game. Because if we lose this game, we have to beat Wolves. If we win this game, we have to beat Wolves. So, like, beating Man United and then losing to Wolves just means you just beat Man United for no reason, if you know what I mean. If we lose tomorrow, then we have to beat Wolves to end what could be a rot, because obviously once you lose one game, it's easy to then spiral.
That's the thing, innit? Absolutely.
So I'm saying the most important game we've got coming up, regardless, is that Wolves game. I don't think the Sheffield United game is going to harm you guys too much, because it was just a freak of nature,
Well,
innit?
we got people in the comments. Akil's basically put, obviously I'll put it on the screen already, but people don't rate United as real challengers because the performance against Sheffield United was always on the cards. You got with average performances. We somehow kept getting results. Gabriel, I'm going to pass it to you. I've been saying this for a very long time with Kojo. Me and Kojo, right? We've been saying this for so long. We've not been playing good. We've just been scraping wins. And I say this about every other team, right? And at the moment, it's working for us. The luck has been on our side. The luck ran out against Sheffield. Now you can say you make your own luck. I think Sheffield United deserve to win that game, so I'm not going to be bitter about it. Gabriel, what are your thoughts regarding that comment? You know, United have just been basically in inverted, so United have been riding the luck. They're not being up to basically the standard you'd expect.
Yeah, he's got a point. He's got a point. Although I think if you had to explain that, I think you have to remember last season we had the longest season out of any team. And we had the shortest preseason of any team. We had one game against Aston Villa to prepare for the whole season. So the manager doesn't have really any time to put in new tactical elements into the team. It's just you play a game, you rest, prepare for the next game, and you play again. So there's no time at all to improve as like the tactical setup. There's no time for that. So I think that's why it could be a reality check. It was a reality check. So I hope they will improve on that.
Okay, but what do you think about this? Lawrence saying we don't lose to United anymore. We're past that. Arsenal was coming with the smoke. What are your thoughts on that? Very confident from her.
I mean, again, Arteta is the only manager Oli hasn't been yet in the Premier League. So there's a first for everything.
No, the other way around. Oli is the only. Yeah,
no, because Oli's been every other manager apart from Arteta.
Oh, sorry,
sorry. So there's a first for everything. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
I don't know, man. Like when the season starts, I look at games and I say, okay, you've got Man United, you've got Man City, you've got Liverpool, Chelsea, and you've got Spurs. You've got, so those 6 games. If that's 6 games, is that 6 games?
Yeah.
Or double it. So those games, you sort of say can go either way. Like what really matters is what you do against the rest of the teams, because you know those are the other big teams.
That's what we've been.
For once. So when people have said, you know, Man United haven't beaten these big teams, haven't done this, I say it doesn't matter, because at the start of the season, you know, you look at it and say you could lose these games because these are the other big teams. Yeah. But you guys have drawn those games. You haven't. I think you've lost. Have you lost 2 or 3 of them?
Yeah, you've lost 2.
We've lost.
But you've drawn the rest, so you haven't actually. You haven't lost, if that makes sense. Like you're still.
The big 6,
So it means you haven't like really lost any points because you've drawn with them. So it just really matters what you do against the other teams. And to say the other thing about you guys not putting in performances, that's what champions do. That's who wins the league. Usually the teams that I mean, if you're saying over a long period that your performances haven't been good, but you're still picking up points
over a long period, I'd say.
Yeah, that's different. But if there's, you know, the odd, you know, 5 or 6 games in a season where you're not playing well, but you're picking up results, that's what happens. But you guys have got, you know, Pogba and Fernandes, who are at the moment like genuine, like world class. Cavani's world class, no matter what anybody says. And you know, and you've got people like Rashford and Martial. On their days, they could be anyone. Like, look what they've done to PSG. So, you know, 100%. You've got the basis. It's just, for me, Man United is the defense and one centre midfielder. I say Man United are one. I think they're one top striker, one top midfielder, and one top defender away from winning the league. Like, for me, that's all it is.
No, I agree with you. I would probably say the exact same. I think most United fans would probably say the similar thing. I think a lot of people said right winger before, but obviously Martial's kind of deteriorated this season, and so we kind of need a striker. Listen, I kind of want to talk about a couple of things. For me personally, right, you know, my biggest issue with Man United is the manner in which we start the games. You know, I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans saying the same thing. We start the games very slow. We don't press from the front. You know, it seems like it takes us a long time. I've seen that 50% of our games we've had to come from behind to get a result. Although most of them we've done that, but it's not okay. It's not sustainable. Against Sheffield United, again, having to come behind, we eventually bottled it this time. And that's the issue at the moment. We're very slow. We're very slow to come out of the blocks. And I think if we start well in this game, then I do believe we've got a chance. And also, you mentioned the likes of Martial, the likes of Rashford. I don't think we've seen the best of either of these two this season. I think Rashford's obviously done it more. But I'm hoping that they start to turn up in these big games. But, Laurie, in terms of your team selection, forget what Arteta's doing. If you're the manager, what are you doing? What's your choice?
So obviously, no doubt, Leno in goal, Tierney left back, Cedric right back,
So
centre
no
back.
Bellerin, yeah, no Bellerin.
Hell no. I don't even know why he's still at the club.
I was hoping Bellerin would play, man. No Cedric's been doing well of late.
No, thank you, no, thank you. Hopefully, he'll be going in the summer. We'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, so right back, Cedric. Heart of the defence. I would say if he's fit, Mari and Luis. The only reason I say that, for me, Gabriel, he didn't have his greatest game the other day, and I don't think he's recovered fully from the COVID yet. So I'd rather put him on the bench. Midfield, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Smith Rowe. How many players is that? That's 8, so no, 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then Martinelli and Lacazette up top. That's what I would go with personally. The reason I say that is because Lacazette is starting to form a relationship and understanding with the younger players.
Well against us every time. He actually plays well against us.
Yeah, he's starting to form a good relationship with the younger players, and the link-up play, you can see that it's coming into the team and it's working very well. And then Martinelli, obviously, and Saka will be the ones that will get you for the pace and the counter. But it's really important that Xhaka and Partey have a really good game tomorrow. They've got to be on their A game for us to get the point.
Yeah, no, well, like we already mentioned, the midfielder, as always, is always very key in these games. Pogba play has been absolutely phenomenal. So, that battle against Partey would be interesting because Partey, let's be real, he won the last battle. But Gunnar, what are your thoughts? Obviously, your players, Laurie's team, are you going for something similar? You're going for something different?
Yeah, I mean, it'd probably be similar. Bellerin or what's his name, Cedric. Don't mind which one plays. To be fair, they're both okay. They're both not great, but it is what it is. I think the pace that he's losing his pace, but Bellerin can still get forward and create the 2s-on-1s with the left back or and create problems that way. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'll just go with that team. I honestly just think the game is going to be won. Like what Laurie was saying, is really depends on who plays in midfield. I mean, in the last game we had El Neni and Partey playing, and the energy that those two were bringing was different. But the way Xhaka's been playing well for him, hasn't really made no mistakes. So, and I know Arteta really likes him, and I know, when he was at City, they were talking about getting him as well. So I could see Xhaka and definitely Partey, and then Emil Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Lacazette, and Saka. I mean, but then leaving out Pepe at the moment could be a bit mad as well. So
to be fair, Pepe again, he scored past his last game as well. I think it was in second goal, if I'm not mistaken. But he's been a problem every time he's played against us.
I don't think Martinelli will play. I think Pepe will play over Martinelli.
I personally wouldn't want to see Pepe playing, but obviously Martinelli's a talent as well. But Gabriel, what do you reckon from my United's perspective? You've heard what the lads have got to say. Got a few comments in. I'm just going to quickly read these out. Akil's never positive, so this is slightly surprising. As trained as it may sound, I'm more confident for this game after our poor result in the last match than I would have been if we smashed them. I hope that it's a slap in the face, but you never know with this team. A key battle, which we'll be discussing after lineups, will be the Arsenal wingers against United fullbacks who are solid defensively. Saka, Wan-Bissaka, and Shaw could be pivotal. Yep, Saka's been brilliant so far this season. I'm a huge fan of his, and it's good to see a young gunner doing well, man. You got to respect that. But listen, Gabriel, in terms of your team sheet, what you think, your lads, let me know in the comment section. Obviously, drop a like as well on the video if you haven't already, and obviously I'll put yours on the screen. Gabriel, what are yours, mates?
I think he'll play a 4-2-3-1. De Gea and net. Shaw left back, left centre back. Maguire right centre back. Bailly will play this game.
If Lindelof is playing over Bailly, I swear to God, I'm gonna be fuming.
Was he injured? Was he even on the bench in the last game?
Nah, he had a knock in training. Apparently, they said he'd be all right.
Yeah.
They said he'd be right.
No, he was involved already. You're talking about Bailly, right? I think he was involved in already was involved in a car crash, but he was fine. That's what I read. Yeah,
wow, I didn't read
that. So he's fine. But yeah, he traveled with the team, so I think he'll play. If Lindelof plays, I'm only happy when we win. So if Lindelof plays, that's fine as long as we win. If we don't, then I'll give the smoke. Yeah. So Bailly and Maguire, right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Double pivot, I'd play McTominay and Pogba. We played them against Liverpool and it worked all right. Number 10, Bruno. On the left, Rashford. Up front, Cavani. On the right, I play Greenwood, but we might see James. And the reason is, now don't panic. The reason is I'm thinking because against Sheffield, the wingers weren't tracking back. So it left a lot of space for Sheffield to counter. If he plays Dan James, you're getting from Dan James that he'll track back for 90 minutes.
He runs in a straight line and gets tackled.
I know, but he'll track back. So we might see Dan James. I'd prefer Greenwood, but we might see Dan James.
I'd be surprised this kid has not played. I don't even know when the last time he played. Like
the last time he played, did he play? Yeah, was it the Leeds game? Yeah, they played really well, wasn't it?
As well, to be fair, but he randomly just got a cold from the cold and played that game. But listen,
might be the new Fletcher.
You haven't put Martial in there. We're going to touch on Martial very shortly. Yeah, to be honest, I'm trying to think. I've gone for practically the same team, actually. The only change I'd be is McTominay and Pogba, by the way, against Liverpool. McTominay was shit that game. He was so bad. It's like he didn't know what was going on. So, can't play Matic. So I'm going to say Fred and Pogba. And Bruno, again, that's a bit iffy because I don't think Fred can play that role, to be honest. Yeah. So Pogba's going to have to sit next to him. But McTominay, man, he was shocking. I think realistically, he's probably going to go for what Akil's put. De Gea, but basically what you lot said. Lindelof instead of Bailly, and then he's got McTominay, Fred with Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Cavani. I think that is actually the lineup. That's definitely what he's got. I'm pretty confident he's going to go for a diamond. It makes sense given what he's done in the past. But
we played a diamond at Old Trafford and we lost, so that's why I'm not sure if he'll go with that because we played
Well, we lost because of what I'm going to mention now. Because our players at the moment they're not showing enough, are they? Look at Martial, right? That last year, I'm Martial FC, Larry, and gonna just so you know, I've been defending this guy all season, and that game against Sheffield United, bro. I can't defend that. The bare minimum for footballer is showing effort. You got Cavani, who's 33, stuff 34. I think he's just turned 34 or something. Yeah, he's humiliating Rashford and Martial. In terms of his work ethic, he's all over the page. Martial and Rashford walking around, and
have you seen that clip of Martial trying to defend?
What was that, Larry? Sorry.
Have you seen the clip of Martial trying to defend?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
on the Sheffield United game.
Doing? We're meant to be in a title race. The man's are walking about. How bad?
I mean, I get that's why Ferdinand went mad, but at the same time, you've got to realize there's levels in it. Like you guys have had some genuine world-class players in the past.
Bro, that's
nothing to do with ability. That's just
no. It's not exactly. So top world-class players have desire, have determination. That's what keeps them at the top. That's why Ronaldo's still going, because of the determination to always be the best. This is what my issue with Pepe is. He doesn't have a desire to be the best. He knows he's good, but he's okay with being comfortable. If he had Ronaldo's mentality, Pepe would be out of this world.
He's got
same with Rashford, same with Martial. If they had that mentality, they would be a lot better than what they are. But they don't really have that. They're just comfortable. They know it also that there's nothing behind them, which is the issue. When Man United or Arsenal, when they were real top teams, they had options that were pushing each other. But these guys know that they're pretty much starting every week. So it kind of... But look at Fernandes. He's got that desire to be the best on the pitch.
Fernandes actually flipping all the time. Back.
All the time. So mentality does make you world class. I think. Like obviously you
Yeah,
have to have the ability as well, but you
Yeah.
have to have the mentality to be the best. Like I said, you're in a title. You're in a title race. It should just be in you, but not every like as people are saying like players from now and players 10 years ago, they're just different. Like, can you imagine if you had like some players that you had?
I honestly think it's weak mentality. Even if that's Mason Mount, for
No, I
example,
think it's complacency. It's complacency.
yeah, it's complacency as well. That was the issue with the Sheffield United game. We went into that with so much arrogance, yeah. And this is what I was going to say. Before the Arsenal game, when you beat us at Old Trafford, every single United fan was saying we're going to win that game. Even Arsenal fans were saying you're going to lose. I think Man United were up at that point, and Arsenal were kind of
No,
going
we'd
through
won.
a lull.
Listen, we'd won
And
5-0 against Leipzig. That's
but what I
why.
was going to say is the problem with our players is the mentality. Because they get
That comes from the manager, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does come from the manager. Exactly. That's why I criticize him. You have to go into these games thinking that the team's going to give 110%. You can't play 80% in the Premier League because you lose the game. You have to, and this is what I want to see from our players. Arsenal, they outfought us the last game. This time we got to be winning the first ball, the second ball, and even at the third ball. Pogba needs to be on job today tomorrow even, because these are the games that people can say, "Yo, Pogba done it." Pogba done it. Don't get me wrong, he's had big moments this season and he's been very good of late. But like Bruno did against Liverpool, that key clutch moment, the mans have to turn up in this game. So, Gabriel, I'm going to pass it to you in terms of key battles, and then we'll get the score prediction and wrap it because I know these mans have got a show literally in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I just looked at.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'll be quick. I'll be quick.
Yeah, so we'll be quick. Just quickly, Gabriel, from your perspective, what's the key battle for you, mate?
I mean, there's two key battles I can think of. There's obviously Saka against either of our fullbacks, and then Partey against Pogba. I think that's the main one everyone wants to see. The two informed midfielders in each other's midfield. So, yeah, it's gonna be a good game. Yeah, in terms of battles. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, fair. What do you think, Larry? What's the main battles for you, bro?
For me, it's Cavani against our defense, our centre back.
Yeah, we haven't really mentioned Cavani's movement as well.
Yeah,
I think. Because that's, as you said, he got the work rate. He's definitely going to be an aerial threat. So we've got to make sure his age doesn't come into factor. We've just got to remember the predator that he was for Paris and the predator he was for Napoli.
Yeah.
So for me, it's him against our defense is the key battle, one of the key battles. And the other key battle for me is, I think it's going to be quite interesting. As you lot have mentioned earlier, Saka and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's going to be an interesting one as well.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think we're gonna have the same ones. What would you say for either team? What's the key battles, bro?
Yeah, like everyone said, exactly the same ones. I think the key is, I think everybody thinks Thomas Partey breaks up the play, and that's what he's mainly known for. But at the moment, he starts most of our attacks. So you need to be able to stop him from playing.
He's very progressive in his passing.
Yeah, like everything he does is just progressive. Like he doesn't do. I think I counted one sideways pass in the last game. He just doesn't do it. If you guys could stop him from playing, then I think that's how you beat us. But at the same time, he's one of the best like defensive midfielders in the world that can play against a press. Like not many. Xhaka can't play against a press. Like if you press him, you win the ball back. But Partey can wriggle out of it. So if you can stop him from playing, I think you guys win the game. So I think that's where it's going to be, stopping Partey, to be fair.
Yeah, real talk. Listen, boys, I'm just going to wrap it with the score predictions. Obviously, for me, I'm just going to say something different. Although I agree with Laurie, mine was Cavani, but I'm just going to say Rashford. I say it every single week. Rashford, running behind the fullbacks, cause them a problem. That's what we want to see. But listen, score prediction, I'm going to kick you off 3-1 Manchester United. I honestly think that we're going to score first. But finally, we're going to score first. It's going to be an open game, and then we'll hit him on the break. Because both teams really can't defend unless they defend deep and hope to invite pressure. I don't think Arsenal defense is brilliant when it's an open game, although they have been record-wise. But Gunnar, what do you reckon? What's the score prediction, bro?
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
Fair enough. Someone's put 8-2 in the chat. 3-1 United. 3-0 loss from James. Obviously, the Man United fan are always a positive. James, love that. Gabriel, what's his score prediction?
I think it'll be 2-1 to United. I think whatever team scores first will win the game.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's exactly what my thought process is. And last but not least, Larry, what's the score prediction, bro?
Your so-called homecoming is my score prediction. 21. 2-1 Arsenal.
Yes. Hassel's going 0-0. 2-1. It's a sign, boys. 2-1 equals 21 in 21. It's written in the stars, boys. Let's not give up hope. Obviously, Sheffield United got to do a job. They're going to do the double in Manchester. You'll love to see it. Listen, boys and girls, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, before we go, I know obviously Gunnar's got a show, so I'm going to allow you to shout yourself out. Let the people know what going on with your show in about 10 minutes as well. Where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, just find me Big Gunner on YouTube, Big Gunner TV on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, my show is just going to be predictions for the weekend. So obviously we're going to talk about this game, but all the other games. Again, Usmaan, thank you so much for having me on. Gabriel, pleasure to meet you, man. You know what you're talking about. And Laurie, speak to you soon, man.
Yes, you love to see it. Like I said, he's Big Gunner has his show starts in literally 10 minutes as well. So make sure you go and check him out. I'm going to put the link in the description today, so you literally hit the link, follow it, and go and show him love as well on his video in about 10 minutes. Laurie, bro, same question, man. Where can they find you?
So you can find me on Twitter, Laurie Nix, 2 X's. You can also find me with my partner in crime. On a Wednesday, we do the OG, so Original Gunners Arsenal Review show. Sundays, we've got another show coming up as well. It's a father's podcast called Baby Daddy.
Yes, I've seen it. I like it. Yes, something new.
And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Laurie Nix, as I said, 2 X's. I'm the biggest support network out there. So once I connect with people, I do like to support them as well. For me, we're all a big community. I'm also speaking to communities as well. I just want to say, I'm not sure if he's going to listen to this or watch this at all, but Claude, our thoughts are with you today.
Yeah, I've seen the tweets,
You promote a lot about mental health as well, and I've seen that he hasn't been himself today, and he's like kind of pulled that out onto social media. But I just want him to know everyone here is here for him as well.
100%.
So it's a pleasure meeting you, and Usmaan, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, bro.
I'm enjoying your content as well, and people, let's get into 1K as quick as we can.
I appreciate that, bro, man. I appreciate that. Gabriel, last but not least, bro, where can they find you, man?
They can find me in 2 places. So the first one is my personal Twitter account, which is Gabriel FR0810. And then you can just type in Classic 9 Podcast on Google and we're everywhere. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, everything. So yeah, man.
Yeah, make sure you go and show him love as well. He's been fantastic. Obviously on the last couple of shows, but yeah, just to finish off what Laurie said, obviously make sure if you need any help, my DMs are always open. Check me out on Usmaan Talks United. Every single Thursday we do a show on mental health and other matters. If you haven't checked out yesterday's podcast, we spoke to my good friend Neil, who's talking about his story, battling cancer, surviving cancer, and obviously battling depression as well. So check you out. It's a lot of positivity. And yeah, basically enjoy the game. We're back with the watch along and a fan calling show. Unless when you lose 8-0, then you won't see me for at least a month. But as always, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, peace. Catch you guys tomorrow.